Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to live chats. Why don't I put my face a bit closer to the camera? But welcome back to live chats. Welcome back to this channel. Welcome back to this face. How is everyone? It is Sunday today. It's really raining in Manchester. Shock. But I am recording this just before I put it out. So how about that for a bit of organisation? But yeah, how is everyone doing? How's everyone's week been? How was your weekend? I've had a really slow weekend this weekend, which I never do. It's 1:30 and I've just got out of bed about an hour ago, which I never do, but I'm making a conscious effort to try and be a bit more, I wouldn't say chilled, but balanced. Like, I'm sure you've gathered by now, but a lot of my life is about work. I'm working and I don't stop. And so I'm trying to have balance, and a lot of that for me is about resting so I don't burn myself out. So I'll keep you updated on how it goes and how it is going. But I'm feeling good, I'm excited. I'm feeling really energized at the moment because I have been feeling burnt out. But I wanted to speak to you today about a topic that I'm probably just going to have like a bit of a debate with myself, lol. A bit of a debate with myself because I have such an opinion on this. But today we're going to talk about how to stop being so hard on yourself. Like, do you ever feel like you just blame yourself for everything? And I'm doing this because I used to blame myself for everything. Like, any date that I would go on and it didn't go right, or the guy didn't ask me out again, or like a failed relationship, or something at work, or a conflict, or an argument, or a feeling, I'd always be like blame myself. Not like, why me, poor me. That's not really my vibe. But I'd like make the world around me. And obviously we all do it because we are all ourselves. But don't you think, and you might agree or disagree with this, but don't you think like the world of social media and how we're all like putting ourselves first and self-love and mindset, and it's all great, but don't you think it semi-makes us all a bit self-obsessed? Which there are pros and there are cons, but I don't want to talk about the cons of it, but I just want to talk about like how to get out of your own head today, because I feel like so many of us spend so much of our time like moping around or like making ourselves feel bad and feel like shit, when actually there's more often than not somebody else's part to play in a story. Or if you actually zoom out and get out of your own head, you're not to blame, and you're not to blame for a lot of stuff. So I kind of just wanted to do this as like, stop being so hard on yourself, like you're a boss bitch and you've got this, and start being kinder to yourself. And I'm honestly speaking from experience, because I used to beat myself up and I still do sometimes, and I've really got to get I get my shit together when I do it, and I give myself a talking to. But I don't want everyone to be spending like so much of their time being like, oh, I'm so shit, like I shouldn't have done that, and why did I say that? Like, life is way more important than beating yourself up and giving yourself a hard time. So I just wanted to share my advice on how to stop that, how to stop doing that, and how to just start being a bit nicer to yourself. So yeah, like I said, like I used to do this for years, and not so much in every situation. Like, I know we've spoken loads about like how at work, like I'm really secure, and sometimes in relationships I'm not, for example, or with friends I'm not, for example. But I would be like, oh, so-and-so didn't invite me to that, like I must have done something wrong, or they mustn't like me, or I probably don't fit into that friendship group because I didn't get invited to something. Or like I'd be in a dating situation, for example, and they wouldn't be texting me back, or I'd had an argument with a guy that I was seeing. Like, I honestly used to blame myself so much. Or this is a good example actually. I used to vision board a lot, which I think I've spoken to you about, and like set goals, or I'd be like, I want this by 6 months, and then 6 months would come and go, and I'd be like, oh, I just don't deserve that. Like, I don't deserve that. And something that is really important, which it's so overspoken about, but the skill of how you talk to yourself and talking to yourself in a positive way and positive like affirmations is so underrated. Like, it's the simplest thing, but honestly, if there is one thing you do, or one thing you take away from this video, or one thing you implement into your lives, like, I'd probably go as far as forget a lot of the stuff if you're overwhelmed by self-development or like self-love or like how to progress. Start to introduce affirmations. And honestly, I do the Louise Hay ones on YouTube and they're sensational, but you can even just Google, you can even just YouTube positive affirmations or self-love affirmations or self-worth affirmations or value affirmations. And I also use an app called Insight Timer, which I can link below. I think I can link below. I'll see it, and if I can, I'll add it. And it's amazing for free tracks, and they're really good by therapists. And so I'm not gonna do the whole like when you talk to yourself in a positive way, but when you start to just analyze your thinking a little bit and how you actually talk to yourself, oh God, I find it embarrassing. Like, some of the stuff that I say to myself, I'm like, Chloe, that is horrendous. You should never speak to yourself in that way. And so, one, like, just start to notice, but two, start to listen to affirmations. Honestly, do them for like a week and I guarantee you will notice such a difference. Like, it's crazy. Just to wake up and listen to something positive. I was actually having this conversation with one of my best friends the other week, and I was like, it takes me a good 1 to 2 hours, like a couple of hours in the morning I wake up in a bad mood, like default bad mood. Don't speak to me, I don't want to know, I hate my life. It's not that deep, but I do wake up and I'm groggy. And so affirmations for me, honestly, game changer. It's a complete game changer. The way you speak to yourself is so fucking important. So yeah, one thing that I'm going to give you to do this week, or if there, honestly, one thing that you can implement into your life, that and journaling, but I won't talk about journaling, but affirmations, it's just such a positive switch to talk to yourself in a nice, polite, loving, encouraging, empowering way every single morning. And then, like, when you start doing them, and I'm going to be honest, I don't do them all the time. I do them when I remember, because life's life and it gets busy and I forget. So I do them when I remember. But when you do start to realise like how you're talking to yourself, it just becomes a little bit easier to stop blaming yourself for situations and stop putting you as the bad guy in everything. Does that make any sense? Like, can you see the correlation there? I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I just think when you talk to yourself positively, it then starts to highlight where you're talking to yourself negatively, and it just shifts your perspective. I'll talk about it in more detail and give context in a sec, but yeah, positive affirmations are like top of the list for me. And they don't have to be woo-woo, because I know a lot of people find it very awkward and very uncomfortable to do it. And they just need to be for like 10 minutes in the morning. But honestly, game changer, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Okay, so we'll try and give a bit of context now. I think a big part of it, if I'm being completely honest, is getting out of your own head. I don't know about you, but I was going to say I'm a Virgo, but I don't even know if this is a trait of a Virgo. But I live in my head. When I tell you, I don't live in Manchester, I live in my head. Like, I live in my brain, and I have conversations with myself over and 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 over again. Not like overthinking, but like the chatter never stops. So like, I don't know why I'm flicking with my hair. Do you know, I went out last night and I noticed that all I do is faff around, faff around, faff around, touch my hair, touch my top, touch the menus. Oh, it's annoying, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and sit still for a sec. But yeah, and when you live in your head like that, you constantly like overanalyze everything and you're over critiquing yourself without even realizing it. And so learn to like recognize when you're doing that. And then this is the context part, zoom out and see things for what they are. So let me give you an example. Okay, I've got one. So let's use, I'm just gonna use a generic one. So let's use the example that I gave earlier about setting yourself a goal, or say you wanted to be in a friendship group. So my goal for 2024, I set out my goals in January. I have really big ambitions and it's a goal that I've wanted for ages, and I want to be really social this year. I want loads of friends. I want to be out and about, blah, 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 doing loads of different stuff, having a really good time. yada, 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 right? So I set that goal in 2024, January the 1st, great, brilliant ambitions. Then it gets to March and I check in and I think, yeah, I can sort of see like myself building on that goal. I can, you know, I'm talking to people at work a little bit more, I'm putting myself out there in the gym a little bit more, I'm talking to friends a little bit more than I would. Then fast forward to August and you do your second month check-in, your second quarter check-in, and you are like, I have not got any new friends, I'm not being more social, I'm a total recluse, like this is just not working for me. There must be something wrong with me because everyone else can make friends and I can't. Like nobody wants to be my friend. People don't want to hang out with me. I'm not social. I'm not cool. Like, why am I so annoying when I go out on nights out? Honestly, you say all this stupid shit to yourself and zoom out and realise, like ask yourself questions. Why have I wanted a friendship group for so long? Why? Why have I wanted a friendship group for so long? If you have wanted a friendship group for so long and you don't currently have one, it's because you don't want one. And the reason you want one is because society or the world or social media or growing up and your surroundings have told you that you should be in a social group. And if you're not, it means that you're a recluse, that you don't have friends. And it's not true. So like zoom out and see things for what they actually are. Let me try and give you another example. So say you are single. Let's do it about dating. Everyone's favourite topic. Say you are single and you are going on dates. You go on Hinge, you date loads. This is not me, by the way, because I do not date loads. I will do a video on dating at some point, but I don't date loads. So yeah, I date loads, I'm a serial dater, I love dating, but I always attract the same types of guys. I attract guys that really like me, we click for the first few dates, we have such a good time, like it's so fun, I really feel like this is the one. And then a few weeks go on and we start to like slow the dating down and it gets into like potentially relationship mode. We start to go to each other's houses, we're having takeaway nights, we're like doing the deed and spending our Sundays together and it's all getting wholesome and blah blah blah. And then he slowly starts to pull away and pull away and pull away and pull away. And you get back to the same situation again. And this has happened 4 times this year and it's in April and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is wrong with me? Why don't these guys like me? What am I doing wrong? Like, this is me, I'm never gonna find anyone. And you start to self-loathe. And honestly, stop right there. Stop there for a moment and zoom out. Firstly, there's 2 of you in this situation, so stop blaming yourself. But secondly, take accountability. If you're in a cycle that's repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself, it's because you're attracting this. So you have to stop blaming yourself, take accountability, and really look at the patterns that are going on. Like, are you attracting emotionally unavailable men? Are you attracting fuckboys? Like, and think about why. Usually, I went through a stage of attracting really emotionally unavailable men. That was really hard to say. You just saw my double chin. Anyway, here we go. And I said to myself, I'm emotionally unavailable. Ta-da, that was it. You honestly, especially in dating, you attract what you are. And so also that I believe, anyway, I'm not a therapist, would you guess? But I do believe that you attract what you are and the energy that you give out is what you get back. And so I was attracting, why can't I say that? I was attracting emotionally unavailable men because I was emotionally unavailable. So then once that triggered, I then went away and started like learning how to become emotionally available, how to share how I'm feeling, how to communicate my feelings, how to put myself out there a little bit more. And so when you start to notice and stop the like, and it's not even about being morbid or feeling sorry for yourself, that's not what this is. It's about like noticing that little voice in your head that says, why me? In fact, another example, I'll give you 3. Remember that video I did a couple of weeks ago about girls not being that nice to me? Honestly, for months, I was like, I could actually get emotional about it now, like the way it made me feel. For months, I was like, why me? Oh my God, I'm actually getting emotional. But like, why me? Why don't these girls like want to be my friend? Why are they coming after me like this? Like, oh, I'm really getting emotional. But like, I honestly hated myself for the longest time. And it made me feel so shit about myself. And actually, now I've like stopped and taken a minute to realise and then come out the other side. The problem's not me. Like, there was more than me in that situation. And it wasn't my fault that those girls were being dickheads. It was their insecurities. Oh, I wish I'd have given this example first, because this is such a good one. Like, honestly, when I tell you, for months I felt like shite because of those girls. And now I still see them and whatever, and it's fine, like we have a fine relationship. But I now realise, like, they were the problem. They were the ones with the problem. And if people have problems like that sometimes, it's not you. So stop blaming yourself. Like, stop overthinking it. And honestly, really zoom out and put things into perspective. And my biggest piece of advice for this is see things for what they are. Like, fully see things as they are. And if you're not wrong, most people, unless you are fucking delusional, but most people know right from wrong, and they know when they're in the wrong and they know when they're in the right. And don't drive yourself mad thinking, am I wrong? Am I doing this wrong? Just see things for what they are. It's not about being arrogant and being right all the time, but it's about actually having self-realization to be like, this is actually not me. Honestly, when you start to get to this point, you have like a release of just being able to breathe and stop. You're not hard on yourself anymore. Being hard on yourself is horrendous. Like, it's so hard. That's why I wanted to do this video, because me included, but so many of my friends and people that I know just beat themselves up constantly. And it's not right. It's genuinely not right. And then my last point of this little vid is, if you don't like things about what's happening, change them. A bit like what I was saying about the relationship stuff. Like, if you're attracting people, and it's the same with friends, like, I used to attract friends that were like really solo, a bit weird if I'm being honest. This was when I was 25. It's when I first started doing all of this like self-love stuff. I was like mid-20s, and I honestly used to attract the most bizarre people. And it's because I was so lost in myself, but I obviously didn't realise that then. And actually, subconsciously, I was doing loads of work in the background that obviously has led me to this point and beyond. And now I'm like, got great friends and a great job and a great house and a great life, actually, which is really nice. And it's really rewarding, because this wasn't given to me, do you know? But if you are attracting like the wrong sorts of people, or you are in situations that you don't enjoy, again, take accountability. Like, look at what's actually going on and change it. I think, again, let's use dating as the example. But if you're constantly going out with guys who aren't available, or they're fucking around, or you get to a certain point and you date someone for months and it's intense and then it all drops off, but it's happened like 5 times now, and then you get heartbroken at the end of it, it's up to you to break that cycle, and it's up to you to change it, and nobody else can come and do that for you. So if you are repeating yourself in cycles and cycles and cycles, which so many of us do, or if you get into a point where you're so exhausted by Friday night because you're so hard on yourself at work, and you're finding it so hard because you feel like you're doing stuff wrong, or you're not good enough, or you're constantly messing up, like, actually look at what's going on and what you need to change. And then look at my my video that I did last week about work and setting goals. Set goals and work backwards on how you can actually get to a point where you're happy in yourself and you're happy with your delivery and you're comfortable in what you're doing, because you can't keep living life like beating yourself up and thinking that you're shit. And you're not shit. I can tell you you're not shit. I don't even know yet, but I feel like we're connected. But you're not shit. Like, there's a very few people that are really shit. And sometimes it's just that you're in the wrong situation, or sometimes it's that you're trying to be friends with someone and actually they're just a bit of a dickhead. Or you are trying to force something and it's not the right situation for you. It's genuinely, I won't talk about the universal loads in these videos, but I do have a connection with the old big guy. But it is sometimes just the universe telling you that whatever it is, whatever situation you're in, whatever you're trying to push, whatever you're trying to force is not meant for you. So stop resisting it. Stop forcing yourself into it and just allow it. Like, honestly, everything that happens to you is for a reason, and patience is a virtue, and everything comes at the right time. So honestly, if you're in situations and you're feeling tension and you're coming away from them, whether it's work, job, money, work and job are the same thing, money, finances, friends, relationships, family, the way you are with yourself, your self-love, the gym, notice anything that's making you feel bad, or anywhere where you're coming away and you are talking complete and utter shit about yourself, or you're overthinking it. Stop for a minute and realise why. Like, realise the why. I can't remember who says this. I don't know if it's Jay Shetty, but the question why, have you ever done that thing where you, I don't know, I go to the gym and then I come home and or I don't go to the gym and I come home and I feel bad about myself. Why? Because I didn't go to the gym. Why didn't I go to the gym? Because I don't like going to the gym. Why don't I like going to the gym? Because I feel uncomfortable in there. I don't like wearing gym clothes. I feel like everyone looks better than me, and da-da-da. And why, and why, and why, and why. And then you can start to actually understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Sorry, I've gone off on a massive tangent there, and I do this all the time, but I just get so passionate. I get so passionate. Basically, the moral of that story is, if you don't like something, then learn, figure out why you don't like it, figure out why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and put stuff in place, take accountability and change it. Like, I won't give you a whole spiel about you can change your life, but if you do want to change things, it is, why am I so in the camera today? But if I could get in this camera, I probably would, you know. But it is up to you to change it, and that's not me being like, look bitch, sort your shit out, get moving, get changing. It's not about that. It's about realising and becoming a happier version of you. And honestly, when you nail that bit, it's just a bit of a game changer. So yeah, they are my key things for just getting out of your own head. Stop beating yourself up. Stop feeling so hard on yourself. Again, I'm so in this screen. Why am I in the camera today? I'm so eager, so passionate, so... I need to never ever do that again. But yeah, just stop being hard on yourself, please. Like, genuinely, please stop being hard on yourself. Start to notice what you're thinking, why you're thinking it. Start to feel your feelings, take accountability, and if things aren't working for you, either do some self-work and make the decision to change it. Genuinely, it's all in your hands. So yeah, please take this advice if you are beating yourself up, because it's not a nice place to be at all. I do genuinely hope this video has helped you, and putting these things in place, affirmations, positive self-talk, I won't go over the list again because I've done it 500 times, but they will help you, so give them a go. Please do keep coming back and keep watching, cause yeah, it's very exciting. But I love you. I'm gonna go because I need to edit this up and I need to put it on the channel, and then I need to get ready, put makeup on my face and go. Have a gorgeous Sunday evening, have a beautiful week, and I will see you here next week, Sunday at 7 o'clock.